What's up YouTube? It's your big brother Junior here, bringing you a great new video to the channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and enable bell notification so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Alright, so today is going to be a story time video. It's a day that I almost died, so that is my story time. I did almost die a long time ago. I almost died. Back in 2008, I got into a motorcycle accident. It was very close to my life, so I feel like I want to share that with you guys today. I did record this video already one time before. Instead of re-recording the whole thing over again, I figure I'll go ahead and record a new intro and then play the video that I recorded before, because the way I told the story then, it was perfect. I just had to create a new intro for this video. So you're gonna see my shirt be a different color. You're gonna see my computer setup a different setup. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to my story, and when I'm done with it, I'll come back and give you my proper outro for this video. All right, so let's go watch the video now. So today it's gonna be story time, and as you can read from the title, it is the story time of the day I almost died. Of course I didn't die because I'm right here. But anyways, no, a little backstory on me. Back when I was younger, back when I was in high school, college, I used to love speed. I was an adrenaline junkie. I love anything that goes fast. I went skydiving. That wasn't fast enough. You know, because I built cars, or used to build cars and race them on streets down here in Fort Lauderdale. There's a lot of streets. I've got caught street racing. I crashed in front of a cop while street racing. And first he made sure I was okay, and then he gave me a ticket, basically an arrest ticket. That he didn't physically arrest me, but he technically did, but just made me appear for court at a future date, which sucks. I mean, I had to pay a lawyer like $600 to $800 just for him to show up, and plus the fees for them to dismiss it. It got dismissed, thank God. I remember that. I was so happy. I had to pay the court fees, which is another $200 to $300. I can't remember. That ticket was back in 2002, if I can remember correctly. I was leaving the campus from college. I was going back home, and as I was driving, this guy pulled up next to me, revving his motor. I'm like, let's go. Going, went at it. Next thing you know, I was passing him, and then right when I was doing that, for some reason he tried to switch lanes to slow me down, like you were playing a video game. Like, whoa. So I slammed on the brakes because I didn't want my car. I spent money on my car. I don't want that thing to get damaged, even though it still got damaged. So I slammed on my brakes. I didn't slam too hard, but I slammed hard enough for it to twist my wheel one way and made me lose control of it. I spun around and hit the median. This was a regular street. There wasn't no highway. And what stopped me was a tree. I knocked the tree off the ground. It was a small tree. It was not a big tree. But anyways, so yeah, as you can tell, I've come across a lot of close encounters when it comes to speed. So, like I said, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I love speed. And so I was trying, I liked the cars, but it wasn't fast enough for me at one point. And then I had a group of friends that were into motorcycles, and we all clicked together because we all like motorcycle cars and four-wheelers and stuff like that. So we all hung out. We're all friends, you know, close friends. And then my buddy's like, "Oh, yo, Junior, how come you never got a motorcycle?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know, because I don't know how to ride one." He's like, "Yeah, I'll teach you. Yeah, you should get one. Go grab your license." I'm like, "Okay." So one night, we're all at a party, and this is how I learned how to ride a motorcycle. I was like, his name was Vic. I was like, "Yo, Vic." He was drunk as hell. I'm like, "Yo, Vic, I need to go grab some beer. Let me use the bike." He goes, "Okay, here you go." He threw his keys at me. I'm like, he never let anybody use his bike. So I went, got the keys from him. Mind you, like I said, I didn't know how to ride a bike. This is the first time I'm touching a bike. I get on it. I've already been told what the concept is. You know, I was taught verbally what you gotta do and everything. So I took it and I started going. with little you know, I was doing a pretty good job on it. I was like, okay, maybe they can ride. He's like, yo, Junior, yo, you drunk too? You ain't driving a bike? I'm like, all right, fine. We won't get any beers. Whatever, that's fine. So we parked the bike, whatever. Time goes by. I finally go get my license. Get it, completed it, passed the test. Went and bought a 750 Gixxer and Suzuki Gixxer 750. It's not the 1000, so it's not the fastest bike, but it's not the slowest bike. So I bought it. You know, the only bike I ever owned. Loved it. Worked in a little. I had another friend that lived about maybe 20-30 minutes away from me, that I met him through forums and looking into bikes and cars. He's like, and then I got to know him a little bit more. He showed me, mind you, I'm still learning on bikes, how to work on bikes. So he told me, "Oh, come over, we'll work on your bike. Like, there's a bike shop down the street that's a reasonable price on parts." So I went over. We bought a couple of we bought a new chain, a new sprocket for the front, the back, an exhaust pipe. I mean, when I say I went all out on this bike, I went all out. I even changed the flarings on them. The whole body, if I show you pictures, which I probably will show, like probably around here, I will show you what my bike used to look like, and then what it became after I worked on it. It looked beautiful. This bike, when I say it was beautiful, it was my pride and joy. That became my daily thing to drive every day, you know. So time went on, and I'm driving this everywhere, to work, to school, back home. We're going out to hang out. Every time we hung out, I took the bike. People say, "Oh, meet me over here." I'm like, because I live far from most of my friends. You know, I was the first one, so people are like, "Oh, come see me, come on." Boom. I go out with the bike, get it there, done. Mind you, I used to take the bike in the middle of the night when I go home at night, and I'm sober, I'm not drunk, remind you. I'll go on the bike and max the bike out to 185 before the work was done. And then once I did all the work, I was able to get it at like 210, 208, 209, something like that. Up there, above 200. The first time I did that is because my friends, like the one that got me into the bike, told me, "Hey, we're gonna go take this, I'm gonna take this chick home, she lives by you. You can follow." I'm like, all right. But mind you, I'm not going slow. I'm like, don't worry, I'll just go slow, and then you guys keep going, I'll catch up eventually. Mind you, so they start going fast. It was a group of 4 of us. So they all went together. We all went together. They started going. They started speeding. I'm like, I'm out. And then they're pretty far. I'm like, I can't stay back this far. They kept slowing down for me. And speed up. I'm like, yo, this is the. So the last time they sped up, I took off. That's the first time I maxed it out. I maxed it out to 185. Remember, this is before I did the work on the bike. And then eventually, as I got used to the bike more and more, I started, and I worked on it, got it higher. So the thing was awesome. It was fast. To me, it was, you know, and I loved it. And then right after that, not right after that, because I was gonna say right after I did skydiving, but this was after my incident. But anyway, so I just wanted to give you a short, it's not that short, a background of how I got into the bike. All right. So at the time of my accident, it was through on a motorcycle. Mind you, I wasn't speeding. So we get that clear out the window, saying that I was stupid or nothing. And one thing I always tell people, if you're gonna ride a motorcycle, stay geared up. I always wore a jacket with plates, metal plates in it, and a helmet. If I didn't wear the jacket, I definitely wore the helmet, because that's one thing I would never ever have done, is ride without a helmet. Thank God I wore a helmet, and I'll get to that why. So at the time of my accident, I was actually working in a casino. I was a supervisor. I was working the overnight shift. That early morning, we had a meeting. So I went there with the bike. Got to the meeting. They're like, "Yo, Junior, we're gonna switch your shift. You're not gonna be overnights." I've been begging to get off of overnight because I hate the overnight shift, because I can't hang out with friends that much. I can only hang out on my days off when it's during the middle of the week. So they're like, "We're gonna switch you over now. We're gonna put you in mid shift, which is afternoons 3 to 11. I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome. Are you serious?" I'm like, yeah, congratulations. I know you've been begging it. We finally got an opening. It's yours. I'm like, "Thank you. I'll definitely take it." So that day, I was like, right after work, after the meeting, I went to my mom's house. I was like, I told my mom, because my mom was like, damn, that sucks that you got overnight. So I told her I was so excited with my mom. I told my mom, I finally got off of overnight and I'm on day shift. She goes, for real? I'm like, yeah, I'm not midday shift, mid shift. I'm not working overnight anymore. So she goes, oh, that's awesome, congratulations. That was the last thing I remember telling my mom. Actually, no, it's not the last thing. So whatever, so I stood because the meeting was in the morning, and then I was gonna start the new shift that afternoon, which at 3 o'clock. Actually, no, sorry. That day I was actually gonna start a little bit later, and I don't know what happened, but whatever. So I was gonna start at 6. So I stayed at my mom's house all day, spent time with her, you know, talked to the family, ate and everything. The last thing I remember is like, all right, mom, I'm going to work now. Putting my helmet on, putting my jacket on, and jumping on my bike at my mom's house. That is the last thing I remember. This was December 23rd, 2008. Right before Christmas. Right before Christmas, guys. So I was like, all I remember is jumping on, putting my stuff on, jumping on the bike, and that's it. Next thing I remember, it's waking up one morning in the hospital, seeing my neighbor, besides my mom on one side, a couple of friends over here, and my neighbor here. I wasn't unconscious the whole time. This was 2 weeks later. This is after New Year's. I see all these people, but everybody told me that I remember everything. Me, I was from what the police report says. There was a strip club down the street from my job. I took that road. For some reason, I took that road because it's the fastest road to get to the job from my mom's house. So I took that road. As I was going down that road, I was going straight. Cop stated I was going, the speed limit was doing 35, 40 miles an hour. So I wasn't speeding. I wasn't like doing crazy tricks or anything. And I was going there, and then I was going this way. Drunk guy was going this way. Yes, a drunk driver hit me. Drunk driver was going this way. When he was going this way, he wanted to go to a strip club. So he decides to make a turn into a strip club. As he made the turn, I was right here. Hit him in the side. Once I hit him, I flipped over the car into another car and broke my helmet in half. Yes, you heard that right. My helmet broke in half. That helmet wasn't there, I'll be on the ground right now. I'll be 6 feet under, guys. So mind you, so that happened, and then I got rushed to the hospital. My mom when she got the phone call I was in the hospital, she was at church. She didn't know anything. I don't know when they called her, what time, how far at. I'm assuming it was a couple hours later that they called her. She was in church, and then when she was in church, they called her like, your son is in the hospital. We got your number. He's at this hospital. My mom rushed there, and then my family members found out everything. They all came down. You know, they're like, oh, is he okay? Is he gonna live? People that live about an hour, 2 hours away came down and visited me. Even my ex-girlfriend that I haven't seen in a year found out and came to see me. You know? And the first question, and mind you, during this time I was drugged up with morphine and everything, and I don't remember anything because my brain swelled up from the impact, and then for some reason they created memory loss for me. So I don't remember anything until up to, I think it was after New Year's or before New Year's. I can't remember exactly when I woke up, when I actually started remembering. During that whole time, people were like, yo, you were talking so much shit. You were talking out your ass. I was hitting on my cousin's girlfriend. Like I said, my ex-girlfriend came and visited me at the hospital. After she left, my mom asked me, are you guys back together? I'm like, hell no, fuck that witch. Just like that, like I had no filter. Every time a nurse came by, people were saying that I was saying, hello, nurse. Like, and this whole time, you know, when I was in the hospital, this arm wasn't working. I have a scar right here. Because the reason this arm wasn't working, from what the doctor said, that I had snapped a tendon and made this arm not movable. It wasn't working. I couldn't move anything. I'll move it about an inch up, and that's as far as I could go. I had to go to therapy for about 3 to 4 months before this is fully functioning. I still did therapy afterwards to get it stronger, But before I could even move this arm, it took me like 3 or 4 months. I was out of work for that long too. And I couldn't walk a lot far because I also busted my knee. I have a big scar right here on my knee. It's about that long of a scar right on my knee. I didn't break any bones. I don't know how this happened. I managed not to break any bones, guys. And the only disappointment of the whole time that I had is because of my real dad. My dad stays in New York, and I stay down here in Florida with my mom, you know. And the worst thing is, my dad calls me and tells me, "Oh, son, I'm sorry I can't make it down there. Plane tickets are too expensive." I'm your son. Doctors were iffy if I was gonna live or not. They don't know because they did all they can for me. Like, I was messed up. I was all messed up. I wasn't talking funny. The doctors thought I was retarded at one point because I was yelling so much different things, talking out of my ass, you know. And I remember him telling me that because this is when I first started realizing what was going on. And him telling me I'm not gonna make it because the plane tickets are too expensive. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. If I was a father, if my kid got into a motorcycle accident and he was on the verge of dying, or he could have been okay, but he could have got serious or hurt, I don't care what I have to do. I'm gonna take out a loan just to take a plane ticket, go down there, and make sure that my son's okay. At that moment, as soon as I done it, I showed him respect because I was raised right by my mother. So no matter what, you always show your elders respect. And to this day, I still show my dad respect because he is my father, and I was raised better like that. But I personally have no respect for him. And yeah, that is the story of the day I almost died, man. It was a traumatic experience, but it was an experience that actually bettered my life in the future. Why? I stopped spending money on cars, motorcycle. Like, my mom thought I was gonna buy another motorcycle and jump right on it. My mom asked me, "What are you gonna do now?" I'm like, because I got a little bit of money for the bike. Of course, I got medical bills taken care of for the insurance. But then I got paid out for my bike. She goes, so I got a nice chunk of change for that. I got double of what I paid for the bike. So they're like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? You gonna buy another bike?" I'm like, "No, I'm going put money down on our home." She goes, "What? Who are you? You're not my son. You spend money on your cars and bikes." I'm like, "No, I really want to go get a home." So she was impressed with the fact that I wised up, as you might say. I got the sense knocked into me. You know what I'm saying? And it did change the way I thought things. You know, I looked at life a so different way. I stopped drinking after that day. I bet if I drink anything, I would probably drink one beer, maybe twice a year, if that. But I don't drink. I changed so much stuff out of my life that it changed my life for the better. And I couldn't, I mean, yeah, it sucked that I had experienced a almost near-death situation. But, like, I didn't see death. I saw life after that. And that's the reason why I wanted to tell you the story. It's like, guys, cherish your life as much as you can. Do as much as you can in life. Because I guarantee you, if I would have died that day, I would have died in a lot of regrets. Not regrets in like I did in life, but a lot of missed opportunities. Let me rephrase that, yeah. Missed opportunities. At that point, I didn't travel as much. I didn't worry about life as much, you know. I didn't worry about my future as much. And it's like, you gotta think about your future in your life, and you gotta make sure you experience everything you can. And that's why a good friend of mine gave me that poster board. You see right up there, it says "Just Go" with the world map. It's just because ever since the accident, I've been traveling a lot. Like after the accident, I did a lot of traveling, local traveling about my area. Like I went to Orlando a bunch of times. I did a lot of cruises because it's very accessible. And here in South Florida, cruises. And I did a lot of local trips, you know. And the one trip that I died to go on was Vegas. I was able to do that. I did that, and I went by myself because all my friends were still on that mindset that I had before my accident. Party, worry about cars, you know. They had short-term goals. I'm at the point that now after the accident, I had learned long-term goals. And really, that's all I wanted to do. I want to travel, do more stuff. So they're like, yeah, we'll go to Vegas, but I can't buy the tickets now. I'm like, all right. So months go by, and I finally decided, okay, I'm just going to get my ticket now. I bought my ticket. They didn't buy the ticket. I'm like, listen, if y'all going to go, you let me know. I bought my ticket. Here it is. I'm going to go. And they're like, yeah, I'll buy the ticket next week. They never bought the ticket. That's why I ended up going to Vegas by myself. It's something that I personally wanted to do my whole life, is go to Vegas. People talk about Vegas. And I went by myself. The messed up part is, like 3 weeks before I went to Vegas, I met my wife. You know, I met my wife. We started dating. You know, she didn't have time to request time off to go because it's such a short period of time. She didn't have enough money for, I mean, she had money to buy the plane ticket and go out there, you know, the basic essentials, but to actually enjoy her time, like extra money to spend on the shows, different events, it didn't work. And then my mom liked her so much and that fast that my mom even offered her, like, I'll buy the ticket for you. You want to go? Like, no. I don't have the money for the. I don't have enough time off from work. I don't have enough notice. And then, you know, spending money too. Spending money. Vegas is expensive. If you're gonna have fun, it gets expensive. A show could cost you anywhere from $60 to $100 or even $150, depending where you're gonna sit. So it gets pretty expensive. Whatever, I still went because it wasn't nothing. I was not gonna let anything stop me from going. I talked to my wife every night I was there, you know, even though with the time difference, 3-hour difference. We went. After I came back, I never took another trip without her. Every trip we've taken now, we've always been together. Of course, we're married now. I can't take a trip by myself. She took actually one trip because I couldn't make it. She wanted to go back home to the Philippines. So she didn't want to leave me. She felt so uncomfortable. She goes, no, I'm not gonna go. Junior, she was telling the family, oh, I'm not gonna go. The Junior doesn't have time. I'm like, babe, just go. I know you want to see your family. Your mom wants to go. Go with her. You're not gonna be by yourself on the flight. Go with your mother, and I'll just stay here and do my thing. Continue to work, and we'll talk every night. And we did. Well, even we have a 12-hour difference there. So we did that. So now, but besides that, we've taken trips everywhere around the world. Honestly, I'm 36 years old now, and I started traveling really hard when I met my wife. So 6 years of traveling, I've gone to so many places. I've gone to the Bahamas, I got to Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Puerto Rico. I've done the whole Eastern Caribbean. I did it all there. I also been to London, Paris, Spain. What else? Of course, Philippines. I've been there twice. I've been to Korea, Hong Kong. I've been everywhere, guys. And I'm still taking more trips. I'm going in 2 months, right? Is it 3 months? Sorry, 3 months. I'm gonna be taking a trip to Iceland, so we can go see the Northern Lights. That's something that me and my wife have a bucket list on that we've been dying to do. That's what we're doing. You know, we're going to Iceland to see the Northern Lights, and then after that, we're gonna go to Italy, and then after that, we're gonna go to Norway. So as you see, I do travel a lot, and I do a lot of stuff, guys. And that's the whole point of this video. I want to tell you the experience I experienced, how it changed my life, and what I'm doing now. And now I'm doing videos for you guys as often as possible I can. And really, that's my whole story about this, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's pretty long, about 30 to 40 minutes. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you like these story time videos, let me know. I'll make more of it. I got a lot of story in my life that I can explain. And let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Put them in the comment box below, and I'll talk about different things. All right, guys, thanks for coming back. I do appreciate it. You saw my story. You heard my story. Everything I had to show you. It was a very bad situation at the time. Of course, it was during Christmas. Hey, it happens. So you guys know I don't ride anymore. Not because I'm scared, it's because of the family. So that's the reason I stopped riding. So not because I got scared. Trust me, I get the itch sometimes that I want to jump on another bike, but can't do it right now. My wife won't allow me. So so guys, I hope you enjoyed my story time, and until the next video, this is your Big Brother Junior signing out. Peace.